Hello, welcome everybody who is watching to another track walk for ETS round number 2 in Austria. We are here at the beautiful racetrack of the MAV Aigen-Schlägl, and with me here is Olli Meggitt. Olli, first of all, nice to see you again, and I just want to talk a little bit about your shirt, because it looks like you are a member of the club.
Yes, so I first came here in 2016 for the ETS race that we had here. And while I was here in Austria, I met a girl who happens to be the daughter of the club owner here, the club president. And yeah, so since then, this is almost my home club, really. So I think possibly the person with the longest distance to their home club from where they live. But yeah, this is a wonderful track that we have here, and it's great to be part of this club now. And finally, to have an ETS here as well is really great.
Yeah, that must be a really great situation to have the girlfriend and the track in this beautiful country here. I would say, Olli, we can do a little track walk to show the people a little bit what the track is looking like. And we are here at the beginning of the hot lap. And what can you tell us about the track and especially about the straightaway here?
Yes, so obviously you can see, and it's difficult to see sometimes on the video, but the whole track is built on the side of a hill. So there's a lot of elevation changes and a lot of sort of banking in the track as well. The straight itself kind of comes uphill. It's about 5 degrees kind of incline coming up the hill here. So it feels like it's a long track as well for the straightaway. And getting out of the last corner is really important to get the speed onto the main straight here.
Okay, and then the main straight, I think it looks like it's longer than 50 or 55 meters.
Yeah.
And the cars, as you said, they are accelerating almost out of a slow section to go full punch up the hill. And we are here almost at the end of the straightaway now. And then we will see a very long left-hand sweeper.
Yeah, this is really quite every corner matters, but this one is really crucial to getting into the right rhythm straight away on the lap time. And you can see the big black line we've got here. We had the ETS race last weekend, so there's a lot of traction down here. But we think already that the electric cars are going to want to run more to the inside than the nitro cars do. So
somewhere here.
It's going to be really interesting to see how much grip they can find as they go through this first corner. And it's really important to get that turn in and try and carry as much speed through this first long corner as we can do.
Okay, and here I think this is a section where maybe the drivers should take care about their racing line, because when you are too tight on the curb, it could be kind of a platform to perform a jump.
Exactly, yeah. So the curbs here do have quite a lot of grip, and they all vary in height. So it's not a case of saying you can drive on the curb or you can't drive on the curb. It's going to be crucial in those practice rounds. You know, hardly anyone has driven on this track before, and also those that have, maybe it was a long time ago. So they're going to need to find how much of the curbs they can drive on. And again, like you say, the sweeper is going to be quite important, because if you get too much curb through this fast corner, easily you're going to be off into the grass here. Yeah,
what I can recognize here when watching the curbs is that there's almost no gap which you can feel between the curb and the tarmac. So this looks like it is kind of one surface.
Yeah, so when they resurfaced the track here about 4 or 5 years ago, they actually left the old curbs where they were, put a new tarmac surface on, and then kept the tarmac going onto the curbs. So underneath the red and white paint is still actually the same tarmac as on here. So there shouldn't be any join, which makes a nice smooth transition up onto the curbs if people want to go up onto those curbs. Again, some of them you do want to, and some of them you want to stay a little bit away from.
Okay. Now we are here at the end of this super long left turn, where we actually talked about the racing line, but now we are entering the infield section. And from this perspective, in my opinion, you can easily see this amount of elevation changes when we are now here entering the infield section.
Yeah, and this is the first corner where you'll start to find it gets really difficult for the drivers, because this corner already starts to drop away. It starts off high and it drops down as you come through it. So we see drivers often get a bit of understeer in the car, particularly on the second part of the corner. And that's really what you don't want to have, because then we go into the long right-hand turn here. So you don't want to be pushing out too wide here. You want to be out again, carry the speed out into this next corner.
Yeah, so you mean this next right turn here, which we also see with the banking and going downhill a little bit?
Yeah, so again, the same sort of thing, and you find us on many of the corners here, which makes it looks maybe easy to drive from the driver's stand, but when you get into the corners, you find there's a lot of differences to remember at each of the different turns. As you say, this one again comes downhill, so very easy to pick up understeer in the car as well.
Yeah, I think especially when the faster cars are on the track in the Pro Stock class or in modified as well. As you said before, from the driver's stand, the track looks like it is really easy to drive. It looks very racy, but this section which we have here right in front of us looks like maybe kind of a chicane, which isn't a real chicane, but I think from a racer's point of view, this is a corner which you maybe easy can overshoot.
Absolutely, yeah. You're now starting to come back uphill again here. So Again, trying to line up where the curb is, and you say it's a chicane, but it's quite fast as well. So the drivers do need to move the cars left and right as they come through here. And then the next corner, you've got to be on the brakes at the right point here. Even in the slower classes, I think this is still going to be a braking corner that you need to make sure you can get exactly right. Again, if you get it a little bit wrong, it's very easy to run wide, and someone's going to be up the inside of you here as well.
Yeah, this is maybe one of the sections where you can try to pass somebody.
Yep.
To make a lot of pressure, and when he overshoots the corner, you have to be right on the line.
Exactly, yeah. I think that's really the key here. There's not so many places where you can maybe pull alongside someone and maybe just outbrake them, but put the pressure on and force them a little bit wide in the corner, and then be ready to go up the inside.
So here the next left turn, and then we see another chicane, or it's not a chicane, but it's a curve which looks a little bit like a chicane.
Yep.
And that's the same thing, but in a bigger size.
Exactly, and this is almost the part you'd call the not straight back straight part.
Yeah.
So really, to be fast through here, you've got to be full on the power. But as you say, there is this chicane that comes through here. Probably one of the hardest parts of the track to get right, because you don't want to be steering too much. You want to be carrying as much speed as possible. But also, this curb here is quite high, so you don't want to run up too high here. It's very easy to take this one and then maybe find yourself off in the grass as well.
And another thing which I feel right now, it's feeling really good at the moment, is the shadow in which we are right now. But this shadow is also maybe taking some influence on the drivers. Yeah,
definitely, and we've seen that sometimes in the ENS races. We get into the evening, the sun starts to come down, you get the shadow here. It is very easy to see the rest of the track in the light, and then you have suddenly one corner where it goes very dark. And being able to really make sure in the early runs, again, you learn what your lines are. Is going to be crucial, because you come into the evening, you have a shadow here, and you've just got to remember where you need to place the car each time.
Okay, now we are almost done with our lap, but these last two corners here, they are looking like some teardrops. Easy to drive, but the elevation change is still here, and it's very easy to see how this track goes up and down in all the sections. And let's maybe do the last corner, because then we will see the last important thing. Because then the drivers have to get a perfect line here before they approach the last corner before the starting the long straightaway.
Exactly.
And this is looking like really downhill. I mean.
Yeah, this part here is one of the hardest parts. It looks the two easiest corners maybe when you look at it, but it's perhaps the hardest part to drive. You have this hairpin turn, which is you come up a hill to get into it. You've got to get the braking point right. And this is one of those curves where you can drive some curb on here, but again, finding out exactly how far up the curb you can go. Then you come downhill here. You keep the car right over to the white line we see here, and you can even see from the line from the nitro cars, the black goes over the white line sometimes as well. Yeah. And this last corner actually has quite a lot of banking in it, so it's not as slow as you might think. It's really important to find how early you can get on the power, because that draws the car around, and then you gain all the time down the straightaway as well. Yes, and as you explained, you can see the line going a little bit on the outside here of the track, because I think when you approach this corner here too tight, too early, you will lose a lot of corner speed going around. Absolutely. Before you hit the throttle again. Absolutely, you need to be really close on the inside to come out of the corner to have the best speed. The timing line comes up very quickly, so even in qualifying it's important, because you don't want to be, you have a 5-minute run, you don't want to be slow on the last corner, you need to get to the line nice and quickly. So yeah, a really important corner. I think every corner has something different about it, and that's what makes this track really exciting to drive. Yeah, and I think that even the people who are watching the live streams during the weekend, they can see these elevation changes, and we are also excited to see the cars hitting the track tomorrow and for the next 3 days. That was one lap around the track with us. I think we should show also a little bit of the pit area to the people right now, and the driver stand as well. Let's go and have a look. So we've just taken a look at the track there, but let's go and have a look at the pits and see where the drivers are going to be wrenching on their cars for all this time as well. They've got 4 days here in Aigen to work on their cars. Let's go and have a look at the space they've got here. So as you can see, a lot of space here. It's a very long pit area. Yeah, they've extended the pit area over time as well. When we first came here, we had just half this size pits. They've doubled the size of the pits over the last 5 years or so. Lots of space here for people to work on the benches, and that's what you need for an ETS race. Lots of space and lots of light as well, all the pits with individual lights on them too. Yeah, and you can just walk around the pit area here a little bit. Here you can see the stairs to the driver stand, and the complete rest of the pit area until the end. And now I think we can show the track one more time directly from the driver stand, so maybe we can go up. So now we just like to show you how the track looks like from the driver stand, from the perspective of the racers. Ollie, I think
It's a beautiful track here on a very beautiful place. I mean, also when you see the surroundings, it's just like a dream come true.
It's fantastic. I know the first time I came here thinking how beautiful the area is, and obviously the last years I've got to know it even more. It's a strange place to find a racetrack, like you said already in the preview for the event, but you know it creates really great racing here. We've got a wonderful atmosphere and it's lovely views as well. If you are not working the pits, you can look on the track and look outside as well.
Yeah. Okay, Ollie, thank you for doing the track walk with me this afternoon here before ETS round number 2 in Austria at the MAV Aigen-Schlägl racetrack. I hope that you will follow all our live streams, our reports, our pictures and everything else during the next days on our website. Until then, enjoy the weekend and thanks for watching our track walk and track check presented by RC Maker.